Welcome back to Resident Evil 0. It's not an entirely sound strategy to keep spreading out my bullets like this, but there's nothing really else I can do. Well, I don't want to waste my best ammunition on just run-of-the-mill mooks. And I just wasted a whole bullet. Or I have to wait till you see the whites of their eyes. I've actually got a pretty cool story I could tell. So, while I was putting together this whole feature, like the whole thing, really, I was doing regular eBay and Craigslist searches for Resident Evil 6 because that was... See, I had the... At that point, I think I had, yeah, Remake 4, 5... No, whatever. But yeah, I didn't have Resident Evil 6. I had Devil May Cry, Devil May Cry 2, Devil May Cry H. Well, the first half of Devil May Cry 2. And Devil May Cry HD collection. And I was already... And I had Resident Evil Director's Cut DualShock Edition that I finished off, and at that point, and I was doing regular eBay and Craigslist searches, and of course Amazon searches for Resident Evil 6, and lo and behold, I came across a Craigslist ad of somebody wanting to trade. I think it was Resident Evil 6 and another game for, or another game for Assassin's Creed 3. And so I emailed the guy. I texted the guy, and I said, "How much do you want for Resident Evil 6?" And he said that he really just wanted to trade for a copy of Assassin's Creed 3 for the Xbox 360, and I was reading his text, and he said, had my son bumped the Xbox 360 while Assassin's Creed 3 was in it, and got a huge scratch on it. And so I was like, okay, dude, here's what you need to do. I'll tell you how to fix that game for free. Yeah. Take the, get yourself some plain lotion. I'm going to describe the whole process here because I want everybody to know this. Get yourself some plain lotion without any of those beads in it. Those just get plain lotion in whatever kind's cheapest, you know. And get yourself a regular sized baby wipe and let it dry out for a while. Then you put the lotion on the baby wipe and then you rub the game disc or DVD or whatever. It works for anything. And I've used it on CDs and DVDs and discs and like games and stuff. And it works great. Put the lotion onto the yep, that's where I need to go, I think. Onto the baby wipe, and then rub it around the disc in a circular motion, and then use the other side of the wipe, then use a dry part of it to wipe it off. And no, that's not it. And I learned about this from Instructables. By the way, it's a really good site you guys should check out. And I can't remember what Instructables, what the URL is, if it's a .com or a .org, but it's a really great site. I've learned a whole lot about fixing stuff from it, and yeah. And the guy, he texted me back and said, it worked. The game works now. I'll give you the Resident Evil 6 for free. And I was just like, I wouldn't have batted an eye if he'd have not texted me back, or if he hadn't done anything about it. But then we met up, and he gave me the Resident Evil 6, and it's just, that's one of those things that renews your faith in humanity. It's like, I spend a lot of time on the internet, and the internet likes to report on how human beings are screwing each other over, and that's news media in general. And when something like that happens, and it's just like, something that renews your faith in humanity like that, that's just, it left me speechless. And I was just like, I was awestruck when I got that text. And I've got the game sitting on my shelf right here, and it was just, whenever I feel like there is no good left in humanity, I look at that game, and I think there are still wholesome, honest people in the world. And that is I've been wanting to tell that story for a long time. I just really haven't had much of an opportunity to. I guess I just got engrossed in the gameplay. Hey, you know? Maybe I was saving it for an episode of Generations Gaming or one of my other podcasts or whatever. But it's just like, oh, so that's how it works. Yes, please. And I also told him to pass it on to anyone else who ever had that issue. If they ever have like a game or a DVD that's scratched that needs a that needs to be fixed and nope. Vegeta, what's the scouter say about the nope level? It's over 9,000! And I encourage everyone else to pass that on. Use it. Use the I mean, it's just, that is an invaluable solution. And I've got I've gotten a bunch of cheap games that were kind of scratched up, that didn't work, and then I polished them, and then they worked. And I've gotten stuff from the library that's skipped, like CDs that skip, DVDs that just don't play, and I've polished them and they work perfectly fine. Now, if they're dirty, I'd suggest using alcohol, dabbing alcohol on the cloth first, and then you can use an eyeglass cloth too if you want, but I use baby wipes because they're disposable, and over time they do get kind of dusty. But, yeah, alcohol works to remove, like, ink and stuff. And it also works to remove ink from the surface of... It works to remove it from the data side and the label side. And, it's like there's all kinds of movies and games and stuff that I've gotten from the library that I pretty much just couldn't use. I couldn't have played or watched if I hadn't polished them like that. And I've actually got a game that that was so scratched up that it couldn't be read, that was almost a throwaway with how badly it had been damaged. And it worked after I polished it like that. And it's just, tell your friends, tell your family, tell everyone. Did I save earlier? I can't remember. Oh yeah, I did. I did save earlier, yeah. Yeah, so let's just, yeah. See you later with more.